comes with the Premier League under mounting pressure to use some of its broadcast billions to bail out the Football League, bereft of crucial matchday revenue. Huddersfield were relegated to the Championship 2 seasons ago and want more help.
We've now moved to almost a doomsday scenario, which is we're budgeting based on having no fans at all in, to think that the Premier League and the government can get their heads together and come up with a sensible financial package that can just keep this pyramid going. Because as we mentioned earlier, there are clubs creaking at the edges now.
This window's also seen some of the most lucrative loan deals in Premier League history. Gareth Bale returning to Spurs on a reported £600,000 a week, and Uruguay international Edinson Cavani, a late target for Manchester United.
Another special from Edinson Cavani!
Set to earn £10 million this season. Premier League clubs say they have financial issues of their own and are being asked to help out potential rivals in a way that doesn't apply to any other industry. But given the scale of fees and wages paid by the top clubs this summer, that's an argument that many will find hard to accept. Manchester United's 6-1 defeat to Spurs yesterday, another reminder of the importance of results. The richest clubs are expected to invest, but also now to help save the entire sport. What they decide will be a defining moment in the Premier League era. Dan Rowan, BBC News.
A British scientist who helped discover the hepatitis C virus has been awarded the 2020 Nobel Prize for Medicine. Michael Houghton, who holds a PhD from King's College London, shared the prize with American researchers Harvey Alter and Charles Rice. Now, there aren't many new films being released at the moment, but there is one that has caught the eye of the critics. It's called St Maud, a psychological horror film written and directed by the up-and-coming British director Rose Glass. Her debut stars Morfydd Clark, a Welsh actress in her first lead role, who's also been singled out for praise. Our arts editor Will Gompertz has been speaking to them both.
Maud, as she likes to be called, is a nurse, a carer, who perhaps cares just a little bit too much.
It takes nothing special to mop up after the decrepit and the dying.
She doesn't want to simply save lives. Anyone could do that. She wants to save a soul.
Bless Amanda's body, and bless her mind.
It stars a 30-year-old Welsh actress, Morfydd Clark, in her first major lead role.
The challenges for me was it was dealing with a lot of subject matter that I feel quite passionate about, which is kind of the NHS and how we treat workers there, and also kind of just struggling in loneliness. And it was kind of thinking about that every day, with trying to not obsess about that every day.
Cinematic work.
The film was written and directed by 31-year-old BAFTA rising star Rose Glass.
I always kind of saw this film as like a weird, messed up, fun character study, but naturally just sort of ended up veering into horror. And I think it's a territory where you can sort of talk about quite interesting themes, but dressed up in quite a fun, crazy way.
I've got more important things on my mind.
I didn't have the character sort of on social media a lot. The relationship that she has with God, and in a way like the audience of the film, is, in my mind anyway, quite similar to the relationship I see some people have with social media. There's a constant feeling that somebody else is watching and sort of wanting approval, and the sort of the ability to be, on the one hand, incredibly lonely, like by yourself in your room, as a lot of us have been, particularly recently, but then to also feel incredibly connected to sort of the rest of the world. A lot of those things just are quite anxiety-inducing.
Gender's obviously a big issue. It's a big issue in the movies. How did you find the experience as a first-time female director?
I mean, I'm very aware that I'm coming up right at a time when sort of industries and audiences are wanting sort of more diverse voices in their storytellers. And I'm definitely like benefiting from people who've done a lot of important work before me to make that the case. But now that I'm here, I don't know, I'm kind of only interested in making films and telling stories just like as a person, not sort of as a woman.
Am I indecent? No, you're lost.
It's a little too early to be talking about Oscars and red carpets, but St Maud is a notable autumn cinema release, arriving at a very difficult time for the industry, but boasting a lead and a director with a big future. Will Gompertz, BBC News.
And that's it from us now on BBC One. It's time for the news where you are. Good night.